Chad Trekovich, your referee.
They haven't broke eye contact.
No.
Ooh.
There's some good striking out of Andrew Law. I love that.
And it closed the distance. It did its job. I'm excited to see if we get back to space, that is the Southpaw Orthodox matchup between two really experienced guys.
We've seen a lot of those tonight.
Wow. Wouldn't have thought that he would be going for the takedown against Andrew Law, but he gets it and right in the side control.
Same thing Julian Lane did.
Yeah, he was able to win that fight by submission, which is also very surprising.
Lane had a big wrestling background. And Cody Jones, I mean, he's shown his wrestling in his fights as well.
I think people forget about Julian Lane's wrestling background.
Everybody
He's out
does.
there bare knuckle brawling.
Absolutely.
Power slap and this, that, and the fourth. Cody Jones, they're doing a good job of in that side control here.
Yeah, and as we've alluded to in the past, it's really good when you can get that takedown right in your corner. So he's hearing some advice there from those guys, and he's being very patient, not trying to rush the position, especially because he's in such a dominant one.
And you got to be with Andrew Law as well. I mean, you never know what Andrew might throw at you, even from his back.
Yeah, he's very crafty, so he doesn't want to let him recover guard and do something funky. Half going by, not a whole lot of damage being done here.
By either guy, really.
Good job of Law recovering half guard. And there's some of that veteran grimy stuff. He's rubbing his forehead into him.
Compared to that last fight, a brawl, this is a technical ground battle.
Yep, that's right.
And we expected that going into it, of course.
Cody's about to get back to, well, excellent job. Looked like he was going to be able to slip his knee out there.
You know, Andrew Law talks about having to keep up with the guys he's training. You know, he's training guys like Hunter Watt, guys like Brogan Endress, and they're constantly keeping him honest.
Yeah, keeping him young, too.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's very active in the gym, not just coaching, but, you know, being a competitor as well.
Yeah, I mentioned to Andrew how strong he looked. I said, man, what are you feeding the Route 250 guys? You guys have been getting bigger and bigger. He said they've been really hitting the weights.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a little bit of that strength off of his back here, maybe try to push up against the cage.
Yeah, he's got to get his hips a little closer and kind of get his shoulders against the cage to really use it to build.
I'd like to see some sense of urgency to get some offense going from Law.
And from Jones as well.
Good. Yeah. That was good. Fair.
All right.
I mean, it's not every day you get a dominant position on the ground like Jones just did, and not really able to do a lot with it.
And Jones getting the better of him again on a judo situation.
Proves me wrong.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people in here are pretty shocked. Yeah, that is Andrew's game. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of adjustments he makes if he's not able to rely on that.
And you see a little bit of urgency out of Jones this time around on top.
Yeah, he got to mount here, and you're definitely going to see him look to posture up and create some damage.
It almost looked like Andrew had his eyes closed there for a second.
And really close to getting this arm triangle. Andrew did an excellent job swimming back under.
He does. He's closing his eyes.
Andrew in his corner now.
Ooh, he's going for the arm triangle.
We got it on the other side now.
It could be tight.
To give it up.
That was good by Andrew, not letting him get to the side control.
There's a couple good elbows. Forced a scramble out of Andrew, but Cody rode the position well.
15 seconds left in the round.
Ooh. Running around in a body triangle.
Yeah, trying to squeeze a little air out of him.
That's just a terrible position to be in.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's not getting his weight under him. He is trying to, like you said, the weight is going a certain way, and he wants to just take it that way.
Just got teeth in his face, but
Like right there.
you know, I'd look to get the. Okay, nice.
Very
Way to
good.
sink his hips in and not allow to get rolled.
Ooh, Cody Jones got his leg trapped.
Great adjustments on the fly from Andrew Law, though.
This is on purpose. That is on
Pretty
purpose.
close to this armbar here.
If he can roll through me.
He can get it if he's flat down. He's just got to really extend those legs. He can go belly down on it.
Well, the belly down ones are lethal.
Interesting. Okay, good defense from Andrew.
Stepping
Very
over.
good. Much different Andrew Law this second round thus far.
I don't know if he can realize it because he can't see it, but he was pretty close to an inverted triangle there with his leg.
I was seeing that too. I was wondering.
He's in a better spot
Nice.
now. Yep,
Nice.
cleared it.
Very good turnaround from the beginning of the round. He came out, he caught him with a good punch.
Got the legs up again here. He's hitting the angle on that triangle. That's deep. Oh, he's got both hands in though.
Oh, yeah.
I was wondering if he'd switch to the armbar.
And it looks like he might now.
Cody able to claim the dominant position once more. There's the roll through on
There's
it.
some blood coming from Law's face. That elbow in transition really split him.
Oh, this could be it.
It's not straightened out, but he was really close.
If he can get a good grip on it.
Maybe pepper a couple shots to the head here before he really goes for it again. I think really set him up.
I mean, if you're Andrew Law, what do you got to do here, Chris?
Well, it's tough because once he gets that, you have like a split second to either hitchhike or escape. If anything, I would try to put his knees to his chest and try and inch your arm out. If you can shimmy your arm out, but right now you're in a real tough spot. If you could hitchhike or escape, like that, perfect. He did it. He hitchhiked or escaped.
He's still got an omoplata here.
Nice, that was great.
Excellent job from Law. No quitting him whatsoever.
Great analytical analysis by Chris Porter.
You know, I saw it and I could see him like wincing, and I was like, ooh, it's one of those things you got to react quick.
Yeah.
Right back in the armbar. Oh, this isn't good.
Law very bloody from the forehead. It's gotta
He's
be
not
those
quite deep
elbows.
enough, doesn't have the elbow, but he still used it to transition. This is a high-level fight, guys.
It really is.
Yeah, I appreciate this showing of jiu-jitsu. We didn't see too many jiu-jitsu later in the bouts. A lot of them were just stand-up brawls.
Yeah, it's good to appreciate all aspects of MMA. And looks like he might be trying to attack that arm triangle again. Is Jones. Pass Andrew's left elbow and put it behind the left ear of Jones.
I'd like to see Andrew maybe try to use his feet to at least push one of his legs down so he could get a half guard.
You're right in the center of the cage, too. No, side of the cage to work with. It really is testing your grappling.
Or use both hands and put him on his hips and really try to push him.
Buck him up, yeah.
You know, but as a pro, when you do that, they're gonna probably elbow you.
Yeah.
So you gotta time it good. It looks like he's trying to step around in front of the arm bar.
Maybe we try to explode there. Doesn't seem like that's going to be enough to get a high-level guy like Jones off. You're going to have to, like you said, add a little more technique with the explosion there.
You know, being the one on top, when you do have that mount and your legs come underneath them as the top person, it's really uncomfortable, but they're trapped. They're really trapped. If you could lock your legs underneath them, they're trapped.
40 seconds here in round two, and Cody Jones just missed on another big elbow.
And it's interesting to see how he's able to keep this mount, because I feel like in MMA, when people come into mount, it's a lot easier for them to get shucked off or thrown off or create a scramble. We saw that multiple times earlier in the card.
Yeah, I think that was when guys were a little more fresh. They were kind of rolling with the positions. High-level guy like Jones establishing that mount.
Yeah, he's like locking his legs underneath. That's interesting. I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah.
Much? No idea.
Because he's gotten on top a couple times where you think he'd
The
like
feet?
to be. It looks like maybe a clash of heads there.
Right, back to the takedown.
Good trip there from Cody Jones.
You can tell Cody Jones really, I mean, good for him, of course. He really did work on that judo countering and his wrestling takedowns, and you had to going into this fight. So that hard work really had to pay off.
He's been offensive with some takedowns and trips of his own, too. I mean, he's really been a step ahead of Andrew in all facets of the game.
It seems like that's where all of his takedowns came from, was like a Greco situation to a leg sweep.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he prepared for that, did his studying on Andrew Law.
It's worked out.
Yeah,
Also a black belt in judo, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. Yeah, to be comfortable in your opponent's strength is something that's really hard to do, especially when you're fighting a specialist like Andrew Law. So props to Cody Jones. He's definitely prepared for this style of opponent.
It's really warlike, man. I mean, the strategies amongst these guys, the battle map. It's really been a game of chess. Cody Jones has just been up a pawn every time. Andrew Law at 35 years old here. And before that Julian Lane fight last September and August, I believe, he had a bit of time off.
He had a while off, if I'm not mistaken. It was a couple years.
Yeah, multiple years.
So we're really starting to see that cardio tested here.
Another nice elbow there from Jones. With 3 minutes left here, it looks like he very well could coast to a decision, but I think he wants to get a finish here in Law's home state.
For the blood, it doesn't look like there's much of a cut.
Right. Yeah, sometimes it's those small cuts, though.
It could just be the spot on the forehead.
Yeah, I think it's up toward the hairline, so you might not be able to see all of it.
I mean, do you see what I mean? How he's just able to keep Andrew so flat. It's really impressive.
Yeah, what Andrew needs to do is get to a hip, kind of cut an angle, and the way that Cody's on top with his hips especially, he's not giving him the opportunity to do that. So it's really high level stuff.
It almost just makes me wonder, with as impressive as it is Andrew comfortable here? And if that's the case, is he maybe a little too comfortable here?
It doesn't seem like he's had a lot of attempts to do the things that Chris was talking about earlier. Hands on the hips, explode, buck.
Seems like he's stuck.
Yeah.
And that's a really frustrating thing, too. You go with somebody and you know that, oh, man, I might be stuck.
Yeah. And this late in the fight with them being sweaty, it's really hard to muster up the energy to...
Cody just able to keep this whole round in his corner. As he props up and gives him some.
Yeah, we're approaching a minute here left in the fight. See if Andrew has any energy left to try to get back to his feet or maybe even reverse the position.
I like that he's bridging off of that ground and pound, trying to get his back off the mat.
So that was a very slick thing that Cody did. As he noticed Andrew trying to wall walk, he actually extended his right leg to make his base wider. And that discredits to what we were talking about earlier, him staying so heavy on top. He just made his base wider. It's really hard to get any sort of angle.
Like he's doing right now.
About as unanimous as it gets. There was a couple good moments for Andrew Law with the striking.
Yeah, the first combination of the fight, I think he really surprised him. And
of each round.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly if that made Cody to change his game plan a little bit and rely on offensive wrestling.
Good. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for both of these professional fighters. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge John Belt scores this contest 30-27. Judge Kevin Armstrong scores this contest 29-28. And Judge Mark Denmead scores this contest 30-28. For your winner by unanimous decision,